John Jones just sent a message straight to Dana White, and we've got the footage. Khamzat Chimaev's massive plan in the UFC has finally been revealed. And yes, Sean O'Malley rumors are swirling again. On top of that, UFC Paris delivered fireworks. French fighters went undefeated, and the UFC 321 press tour just got spicy. Oh, and if you like free money, stick around. At the end of this video, I'll give you the bets we're riding with this week. Here are some plays we've hit in the past. Welcome back to Cage Side News, your source for fight breakdowns, updates, and reactions. Let's dive right in. DC called Paris one of the best fight crowds in the world, and it showed. French fighters went 5-0 with 3 finishes. 10 of 12 fights ended overall. Energy was through the roof. DC said the crowd bolstered the fighters and helped deliver one of the best cards of the year. Spotlight on Nassourdine Imavov. Dominated Caio Borralho. Scorecards 50-45, 49-46, 49-46. Limited Borralho's wrestling, only 5 attempts, none effective. Controlled distance, striking looked sharper than ever. Calls for Khamzat Chimaev next. I'm next. I beat an unbeaten fighter, 10 years without a loss, and I won every round.
Paris, France has proven to be one of the best places for fighting in live sports that I have seen. The WWE was there last week, I believe, and it was insane. The crowd, the reactions. Last year, when Cyril Gane was the headliner in Paris, the crowd, the reactions, you could just see how much and how thirsty these people are for mixed martial arts and sports. They're locked in from fight one. The energy's high all the way through the night. And I believe that that energy led to, in WWE's case, some really good matches. The performance performed better. And tonight, or today, it led to the fighters fighting better.
Robert Whittaker. I don't know how anyone beats Khamzat right now unless you have elite jiu-jitsu. Burns level. Israel Adesanya. If Imavov can shut down the wrestling, he's a serious problem. Imavov's resume since 2023? Wins over Israel Adesanya, Brendan Allen, Jared Cannonier, and now Borralho. DC's take. It was dominant, but because it wasn't a finish, fans may wait to see how Anthony Hernandez versus Rainier de Ridder plays out October 18th.
He had to wrestle to take Imavov down, only was able to attempt 5 takedowns, and when you stand with Nassourdine Imavov, he's hard to deal with. He's so fast, he's so quick, and as you watch his career progress, you are watching him truly come into his own. If you're Caio Borralho and you watched him fight Israel Adesanya, who is an amazing striker, and beat him in the way that he did, you would think the only way to go and get a victory is to get takedowns. He got none. He struggled. He was very rarely able to get close to takedowns. I think it continues to show the evolution of Imavov's game. He just gets better and better every time we see him inside the octagon. And tonight, he had one of the biggest victories. But it's not like he's been beating cans. Brendan Allen, Joaquin Buckley, Israel Adesanya. All those guys he has beaten since Sean Strickland was able to get him a few years ago.
Coach Alan Do Nascimento revealed the mission. Khamzat wants to become a 2 or 3 division champion. Current focus equals middleweight, but long-term he could move up again. Khamzat's style, overwhelming wrestling pressure but commits heavily. If you stop the takedown, you've got a shot. Momentum, undefeated in UFC, carries aura of invincibility. Is Imavov the guy who can test that? Jones said in an interview, I am not retired. I'm training 5 days a week. I'm in the testing pool. My goal is the White House card. Clear message to Dana. John's ready. It's on the UFC to make it happen. UFC 321 context. If Tom Aspinall beats Cyril Gane, the door opens for Jones versus Aspinall. Jones's legacy angle, already double champ, wants to remind fans he's still here.
I am not retired. I'm actively training 5 days a week, and I'm in the UFC's drug testing pool.
Great. And what's the status of the fight at the White House?
I don't really know. It's kind of out of my control right now. I'm training for the event. I'll be ready for the event. That's my goal. That's my intention. But ultimately, it's up to the boss.
If I had to make odds, it's 1,000,000,000 to 1 that I put John Jones on the White House guard.
Aspinall booed in Paris but shrugged it off. It's like a circus, I expected it. Respectful but tense rivalry. Aspinall says Gane's his toughest test. Gane says Aspinall's never fought someone like him. Both represent the new era of heavyweights, faster, more technical, more versatile than past generations. Adds weight to the possible Jones super fight if Aspinall wins.
The easy thing would be to, I guess, for you, try to take Cyril to the ground and try to work from there. Is it obviously going to be the game plan, or are you going to try to strike with Cyril?
I think if I hit anybody, I can knock anybody out. And I think that Cyril is no exception, but obviously there are some weaknesses in his ground game that we've seen, but I'm sure he's improved. Do you know what I mean? This is an MMA fight, it can go anywhere, so I'm sure we'll both be ready for anything.
Rumor: UFC wants O'Malley versus Song Yadong on December 6th, UFC 323. Song shuts it down, says he hasn't heard anything but fight's still possible. Matchup would be perfect, Sugar's precision versus Song's power. Stakes could determine next big contender at bantamweight.
My goal is the world champion, so whatever you guys give me, I will. My goal is like, I want to fight the guy who rank above me, you know. If not Henry, yeah, O'Malley. Give me O'Malley, you know. I can fight anytime.
Paulo Costa versus Shara Magomedov, targeted for November 22nd in Qatar. Costa's eye-poke joke drew backlash. Shara's camp fired back. Paul Craig retires. Finishes career 17-10. Thanks UFC and fans.
Guys, thank you so much for the memories. This is why I do this. But this sport, the young eat the old, and I'm old. Thank you for the memories.
Thank you.
Écoutez, tout le monde, merci beaucoup tout le monde, parce que c'est pour vous, c'est grâce à vous que je fais ça.
Craig on a fantastic career. He hangs him up on his 21st fight for the UFC.
T-Mobile Arena deal. UFC locked in Vegas through 2030. At least 4 cards a year. Paramount deal clarification. US PPV model changes, but PPV still exists in Canada, Australia, New Zealand. So we've got John Jones calling out Dana White, Khamzat Chimaev chasing history, and Sean O'Malley rumors heating up. UFC Paris showed us just how electric the fight game can be, and UFC 321 is right around the corner. But hey, fight fans, if you love watching fights and making money, we've got a professional behind the scenes here at Cageside News who's been cashing big tickets. Here are some of his previous plays, and here are his free plays for UFC Noche. This week, the parlay is Alessandro Costa moneyline, Tatiana Suarez moneyline, and Zachary Reese moneyline, coming in at plus 103 odds. Free money if you want to ride along. Who do you think gets the next crack at Khamzat? Imavov, RDR, or Hernandez? And will Dana pull the trigger on Jones's return? Drop your takes in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. This is Cageside News. I'll catch you on the next one.